Hi everyone, in this Django tutorial we are going to learn about the Django Shell. Also we are going to learn how you can do CRUD operations on your created model using Django Shell. So Django Shell is like a Python interpreter and you can do all CRUD operations using the Django Shell on your database tables. So now we want to open our Django Shell and you can use this command for opening the following command, which is python manage.py shell. So we need to make sure that we have changed it to our Django project directory. So in my case, I will change to my site. Right. So here we type in python manage.py shell like this, and you can see that we have opened our shell. Okay, now we want to do some CRUD operations on our question module, and which we created in the previous lectures, and we want to make some queries on our module. In the first, we want to insert some data to our question table. Once you have created your data modules, Django automatically gives you a database abstraction API that lets you create, retrieve, update, and delete objects. So let's insert data to our question module. In this code, we first need to import our question module with time zone from Django. After, you need to instantiate your module because to represent database table data in Python objects, Django uses an initiative system. A module class represents a database table, and an instance of that class represents a particular record in the database table. So to create an object, instantiate it using keyword arguments to the module class. Then you use the save method to save it to the database. The save method perform an insert SQL statement behind the scenes. So in this case here, we want to import our question module from the pause app from pause.modules. Import question. We also want to import time zone from Django.utils. From Django.utils, import time zone. Right, then we instantiate our object. Here we have question Q is equal to, right, we have a question and the first keyword for our question table, we have the text which we are going to type in. What is Python inheritance? Right. And for the publication date, I'm going to use time zone now. We have time zone now. Yeah, right. Then we are now saving to our database using the q.save method. You use the save method, right, like this. Now let's check our SQLite database in SQLite Studio to see if we have the data. And in this case, there exists only one record here. Let's refresh. And you can see that we have the question, what is Python inheritance, which we just created. Okay, now let's update our data to save changes to an object that already exists in the database. Right, so what we do here, we want to update the Q instance which we just created. We have Q, we want to update its text. So to Q.text is equal to, here we are going to put in, this is updated, like this. Right, and we save q.save, like this. Right, this performs an SQL update statement behind the scenes. Django doesn't hit the database until you explicitly call the save method, like here. So let's check our database to see if we have successfully updated our data. As you can see here, when I refresh, this is updated, right? Also, you can delete a record from your database tables using the delete method. This will perform delete operations on your records, right? So here I am going to delete the instance of question which we just created, fq.delete. Right, like this. Let's check our database to see if the record still exists. When you refresh here, you can see that there's no more record for the queue instance which we just created. Okay, now let's retrieve our data. There are different ways that you can retrieve the data. The first way is that you can simply use the all method. And using this method, you can get all the data from the database table. So here we have data. I want to get all the data from the table. Data is equals to question.objects.all. Like this. Let's check the size of our data list. And as you can see that the query set there only exists one object as it is in our table from here, right? Also, you can use the filter method to get filtered data. So here I want to filter the questions. To filter filtered questions is equal to question dot objects dot filter. We want to filter with the publication date, specifically the year. We want to filter by the year. So we want to filter with year 2024. In our table, there is no data from 2024, so we are likely to get an empty list here. Right, so let's check our filtered set. As you can see that here we have an empty list. Right, now we want to filter the texts. We want to filter using the text of our records in the database. So we want those questions which start with the statement what. So we type in text starts with right. We want text which starts with what, right here. So it's filter questions dot objects dot filter text starts with what, right, like this. And we have filtered our data. Let's see the size of our data. As you can see that in our list we have only one object in it. Since there exists this question, what is Django? So this is the result we are getting from here. Also, if you want to retrieve just one record, then you can use the get method. So the get method, we have one entry is equal to question dot objects dot get we want to get using the primary key 1, right, like this. And if we try to check the size of our entry, you can see that we Therefore, we got our object, which is the primary key one here, which is the first object in our database. That was it for the tutorial on Django Shell.